Good Sunday morning to you all. Hopefully you guys are doing great. We got another Watchmen update. We got big news items here. Japan goes on red alert after Russia flies nuclear bombers past their islands. And we got another peace deal that's about to be signed later today. And it's out in the open that the Trump administration is considering airstrikes in Venezuela. We'll talk about who's saying what, but it looks like it's heading that direction. All right, more people about to be indicted for political prosecution of President Trump and others. It's coming. Sow the wind and reap the whirlwind, right? Food stamps will not be rescued in this situation unless there's a budget deal. We got that coming out. Also, bird flu exploding across Germany. That and a whole lot more. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over. If you have something to share, make sure you use the word update somewhere in your comment. That does get it to the right place. If you want to reach out directly to me, you can do that at Poplar Preparedness, no spaces, at gmail.com. I don't really talk about that email very often, but a bunch of you guys have it, and you send me stuff, and I appreciate that. We also do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They've been sponsors of this channel for quite a while. They believe in what we do. They believe in being prepared. And one of the easiest ways for you to get invested in precious metals, because a lot of people don't have a lot of money just sitting around, but a lot of people have retirement accounts. If you want to move your retirement funds into precious metals to get a little more safe and secure for yourself, then you might want to talk to Jonathan and his team there at Genesis Gold. If you do reach out to them directly, make sure you do mention this channel so they waive the setup fee. There'll be a link at the end of the video, or you can always just Google Genesis Gold Group. All right, Thailand and Cambodia have agreed to a peace deal, and one that President Trump mediated, and it's going to be signed in Malaysia today. President Trump is heading over in Malaysia. He will be there today, and so he's in my neck of the woods. And he will be observing the signing of the peace treaty between Cambodia and Thailand. Yes, that is a big win for the Trump administration and a big win for humanity, because war is awful. It's like it's the most awful thing that not just Americans, but any humans have ever come up with. It is absolutely ridiculously awful. And people just forget that. They forget how awful it is. Everything bad in the world is made worse by war. And a lot of it comes from war and instability. So peace is something to be celebrated anytime, whether you're a Christian or whether you're not, right? Speaking of the opposite of that, President Trump is now mulling over strikes on drug facilities in Venezuela. And I generally have this strong bent towards peace, but in this case, I'm torn. With the strikes on these ships laden with poison that is coming to the United States, I can see a little bit more of that perspective. But strikes on a sovereign country, I have a hard time seeing that. But, you know, that's why I'm not the president, right? You didn't elect me to be president of the United States, and I don't really think I want to be that. So strikes on drug facilities in Venezuela, the best we can do, you and I, we have control over ourselves, right? You can be getting prepared. Venezuela produces a lot of oil, and you're going to be seeing other things get squirrely. If we hit Venezuela and its allies may hit the United States back with cyber attacks. Be prepared for grid outages, all that stuff. World War III, if it kicks off, the internet's going to be toast. Power is going to be toast. Just be prepared to be living off-grid very quickly. All right, President Trump has also raised tariffs on Canada by 10% because they aired a commercial that he didn't like. And because they didn't take it off the air immediately, He's slapping another 10% on there. And this may be just him playing hardball for the negotiations, quite possibly. But the Canadian government is leftist like nobody's business, and they hate him completely. So it's understandable he's having some frustration and difficult times with them. All right, moving over to Japan. Japan scrambles jets after nuclear-capable bombers, Russian bombers, fly nearby. The United States does this fairly often to other countries, but we're not so used to Russia doing it frequently to others. It's kind of more newsworthy when they do it, but that's what they did. They decided to go just after they get this new pro-war, very ultra-conservative, socially prime minister. She gets into office, and immediately Russia starts probing them with nuclear bombers. Yeah, that's a message. Okay, that's not accidental. That's not just happenstance. That is a message being sent from Moscow to Japan, like, hey, you better not start acting out, because only one of the two countries that we're talking to between us right now has nukes, and that would be Russia. Japan does not have nukes, and Japan has a memory. All right, Maduro down in Venezuela is accusing the United States of fabricating a new war as it deploys the United States USS, which one is it? Ford. The Gerald Ford is deploying to the Caribbean. We mentioned that in the video yesterday. Big news there. We got a massive military buildup right off the coast of Venezuela, and now we're bringing in a super carrier. Yeah, things might pop off, and we may bring 2 more carriers down from Norfolk at any time. So be prepared for that, and be taking steps to be more prepared. President Trump calling for prosecution of more Biden-era justice officials, or the injustice officials as I like to call them, including Jack Smith, who you just have to ask, is that really his real name? Anyway, Merrick Garland could be prosecuted here over this FBI investigation into the fraud of 2020, right? President Trump was politically prosecuted, and what do they say about the king? If you take a shot at the king, you better not miss, right? And these guys missed. President Trump is back in office, and he is mad, and rightfully so. And a lot of his lieutenants are also on board with bringing real justice to the Justice Department alumni. Speaking of them, Kamala Harris has said basically that she might run for president again, saying, I am not done. Which I think all of us conservatives, libertarians, sensible people of the world go, hallelujah, yes, thank you for not being done. Please try again. Please try again. It would be wonderful. We would love for her to run again, because she is such a easy person to beat, right? Saying that she could make another bid for the White House in an interview with the BBC, saying it would be possible for a woman president one day, and expressing confidence that she might be that woman. Good for her. Glad she has dreams, and I love seeing her sabotaging her party. It's fantastic. I think most sensible people would be like, you know what? I just got blown out in this election badly, and considering how much we did to stack the deck in our favor, and we still got devastated, maybe my party would be better off running someone different. But some people don't self-reflect. They just don't. They just keep on going. They just assume that everything what they're doing and what they're thinking is absolutely right, and they just can't quite wrap their heads around that other people may see it differently. Can't wrap their heads around it. All right, the Trump administration has stated clearly now that they will not tap emergency funds to keep SNAP on board. So food stamps if the government still shut down tomorrow on Monday, November payments will not go out. Now, how quickly could they go out once the government reopens? Don't know, but the Trump administration is calling this the Democrat shutdown, and let's just say that name is sticking, according to the polls out there. President Trump's approval ratings are actually up over this shutdown, which is very concerning to the Democrats because they are being blamed absolutely for this, and rightly so. They refuse to pass a clean continuing resolution, whereas the Republicans keep bringing a clean continuing resolution to the table again and again. And the Democrats have a long laundry list of pork and things that they want in return for passing a resolution, a continuing resolution, which is just crazy. When millions and millions of Americans and tens of millions of non-Americans cry out in horror when their food stamps stop coming through, guess who they're going to blame? It looks like they're going to be blaming the Democrats. We got lots and lots of people getting food stamps that don't need it or shouldn't be getting it. And I know a number of you guys out there are struggling and you are on food stamps and you need it. And if you've worked in the United States or you were born here and stuff like that, I think we'd all agree that you should be getting them. It's the problem with all these people from other places who never worked in the United States, just coming to the United States, or they're working in the United States, not paying taxes, and somehow getting government benefits while they're working. Yeah, it's crazy. German minister is now sounding the alarm over rapid rises in bird flu cases over there. Agricultural Minister Aloy Rainer says that there must be more increased protective measures. I'm not sure how you do that because conservationists found over 1,000 cranes, wild cranes, near Berlin apparently have died due to a large outbreak of bird flu. So, I mean, I'm not sure how you protect wild cranes from birds' diseases and stuff. But they're now saying about 15,000 animals are to be culled in a poultry farm in southern Germany. And we've been seeing a bunch of cullings happening across the United States as well. It doesn't look like this bird flu is going away. Hopefully the governments in the United States and other countries starts acting a little more sensibly and doesn't just massacre egg-laying birds for no reason. Moments with Mitch says Burlington, North Carolina, the beef crisis is showing up big time here. I went to Instacart last night and saw the organic hamburger I've been buying from Aldi's was out of stock, and it's already gone up another $1 in the past. It went up $1 last month, and today it went up almost another $1. I ended up buying the non-organic because the other one was out of stock, but I'm stocking up now a bit. Yeah, friends, it's looking like it's going to start squeezing here shortly. We're going to see that price continue to move upwards as supplies dwindle, and these firms are trying to figure out where to send the little bit of beef that they actually have. And people need to stop buying beef, and that's why the price is going to just keep going up until people stop buying. And Americans just are kind of stubborn lot when it comes to beef, so we're probably going to see this price spike up a bit more than what we saw the eggs spike up. So be prepared for that. All right, Ken says, I can confirm the problems in North Carolina still exist. Their state has turned their back on them, and their counties are not much better. Here in Northeast Tennessee, some roads are still affected, but most have been recovered with the help of our state and counties, and even more credit to our churches. And yes, it's getting cold up here in the mountains. We're hearing word out in North Carolina, things are getting bad again, and a lot of the people from Hurricane Helene are still not fixed. A lot of them still have their bridges, and Things are out, and so they still can't get to their homes. It's a mess. Watchmen, one of the Watchmen says, the Jackson-Madison County Rabies Control here in West Tennessee, a government entity, still not accepting cash. I believe that all businesses, and especially all governments, should be required to accept cash. And yet, is that our experience, right? We see plenty of places that don't accept cash. Gene says, I was at the Dollar Tree in Middle Tennessee and saw more empty shelves. One lady was literally grabbing things in the over-the-counter aisle, just sweeping them in. I'm glad I slowly stocked up because the pain cream is gone, the sinus tablets are gone. I got it's just crazy there. I was getting a week's worth of basics, but friends, getting things once the panic started is too late. And that's why we talk about being stocked up, being prepared for being able to go for a few weeks, being able to go for a few months, or even longer. Madam K says SNAP benefits, or food stamps, right? You have to spend the October benefits or else you lose them. No saving them for the next month. A letter that came said to stock up for November. Friends, this is going to be big. Solotap says, with the government shutdown, EBT and SNAP, or food stamps once again, may not do the payout in November here in Minnesota. My sister that lives in Rochester got a notification in the mail. So apparently these letters are going out. If the payment doesn't go out, it wouldn't surprise me if massive looting will occur at the stores. Get what you need now because it may not be safe to do so later on. That's an alert out there that you need to be aware of, friends. If we have SNAP riots out there, people who believe that they have a right to this food, or just people who just need the food, right? Joanne says, today marks the second annual tater run. We have a potato farm about 45 minutes from us in the northeast Colorado area. I run down and pick up a ton of taters, 2,100 pounds of taters, 42 50-pound bags, $15 a bag. All taters, Yukon Gold to you guys. Apparently people liked it last year, so I got requests for it this year. Just an idea for others to help others out. So if you can go down to a farm, pick up in bulk, and then sell them wholesale to your neighbors and friends and stuff like that, that is a way that you can help people out, right? It's time people step back from anything government because government is the problem. It isn't there to help any of us little people. It's only present to benefit the so-called elite. We have got to get together at some point, all government across the earth wants us to hate each other, and so they swoop in and save/enslave that day. Stop it. Stop hating each other. Government is not the authority. You are your authority. Yeah, I try to tell that to the IRS every year, and they don't believe me. I don't know why, but we'll keep trying, right? Shirley says, I received this notification from Meta yesterday. What's Facebook, right? On December 16th, 2025, we're making changes to our privacy policy. Don't you just love these things? They just change this stuff, and who actually reads those? Well, Shirley does. Here are some details. Personalizing your experiences. We'll start using your interactions with AIs, or artificial intelligences, to personalize your experiences and ads. What this means. Personalizing your experience includes suggesting content like posts that you may find interesting and reels to watch. It also includes showing ads that are more relevant to you. So when you go and type stuff into that AI, be aware they're going to use that information against you. I mean, for you, right? Angel says, I am a grower of orange trees, and I used to sell citrus trees. I live in Florida, and the citrus greening disease has decimated the citrus tree industry all throughout the United States. The trees now have to be grown in other countries, and they are not growing like they do in the United States. That's why they're bitter over there, and sweet when grown in the United States. At some point, there will no longer be citrus trees or sweet trees growing in the United States because of this disease. The citrus greening disease is caused by a bug, and there's no way to prevent it or stop it or eradicate it at this time. This affects all orange trees. We've been talking about that. That's why your orange juice is getting more bitter. They're mixing in more and more bitter overseas oranges and using less sweet oranges here. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining with us. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold Group, there is a link right there on the screen. Just tap on that, fill out your information, and they will reach out to you. You can ask them your questions, no obligation to move forward if you want to just find out more. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.